Peru.
Oh, holy sh**.
A land of mystery.
Freshwater dolphins. They really are pink.
Of diverse landscapes and cultures.
They just slaughtered the animal. Right before doing so, she said a prayer.
A place that almost finished me off. There, I found myself face to face with food poisoning from a dubious ceviche. And I consumed jungle meat I feared might be my last supper.
Wow, it's got a powerful, pungent smell.
Yeah. If this kills me, I don't know. I need a helicopter evacuation.
But let's back up and explain how we got here. Peru, one of 12 countries in South America, is home to 34 million people, with nearly a third of them residing in its capital, Lima.
Oh, you cracked the code. Parrot fish.
Who would have thought?
Here, high-end cuisine pushes the limits of culinary possibility, and street food vendors charm your heart and challenge your stomach.
I'm gonna grab this eye out right here. There we go. That's yours.
But Peruvian food is hard to pin down. Partially because its geography, people, and traditions vary so widely across the land.
I would say that this is like the second best anticucho I've ever had in my life.
Well, thanks for not bringing me to the best one. What's the best one then?
Peru's geography spans 3 regions: the coast, the mountains, and the rainforest. And so, like culinary conquistadors, we embark on a journey through all 3. Starting with the coast, which stretches an impressive 1,500 miles.
In other places, the time passes slowly, and Lima, everything's really quick.
Lima, the sprawling capital, is built right up to the ocean. Here you'll find Pesquero Terminal, the Disneyland of seafood markets.
Take a look at this. It's upside down. This is how they swim in the wild.
Peru's fishing industry reigns supreme in Latin America, offering more than 2,000 species to the world.
Both eyes are on one side.
And we're on the hunt for the strangest of the strange.
This is massive. I've never seen anything like it. The Humboldt squid, or Peru's flying jumbo squid.
Heading inland, Peru's towering highlands emerge within the Andes mountain range. A shift in elevation, geography, and climate reveal new ingredients and recipes, including some peculiar proteins.
This right here. What do you think?
Are we eating that?
It smells like jerky.
Mountain dwellers in Arequipa have an affection for a little fuzzy rodent known as the guinea pig.
Whoosh.
Oh man, I wish I didn't see this.
Wonderful in a stew, or even better, fried whole.
They eat this one in parties.
It's like a Filipino lechon.
A mini Filipino lechon.
A personal lechon.
At elevations of 10,000 feet, you'll find this country's iconic shepherds tending to herds of fluffy, soft alpacas.
It's like
Yeah, the hair
it's getting close to your hair.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
These guys offer high-quality wool.
Wow, awesome guys.
But even better, they offer a one-of-a-kind protein experience. You can have it cooked or eaten like the locals, completely raw.
I've got my half a kidney. You got your half a kidney. How about some spleen? Do you like some spleen?
La otra, esta no.
He doesn't like that.
Descending from the mountains, you'll land in Iquitos, Peru's gateway to the Amazon jungle, and a city of 500,000 people, accessible only by plane or boat.
And they have to be bee larvae, right? I'm not eating maggots, am I?
Here, many are still nourished by the exotic jungle meats found within the Amazon.
This is built to survive in nature, but it's not built for the ultimate predator, hungry Peruvians in the rainforest.
From tortoises to wild boar,
Wild pig.
Wild pig.
Dude.
and even howler monkey.
Everything that moves the people is eating, except the dog.
Aside from the dolphin, everything else?
No problem.
Holy cow.
Venturing deep into the Amazon requires a lengthy journey by boat, but once you're there, you'll witness a completely unique way of life.
Oh yes,
that.
the ultimate cooking vessel.
A place where villagers forage for food and happily devour whatever the jungle offers them, no matter the offering.
He got one.
Yeah.
What is it?
This is the other type, the piranha.
This one is better than the other.
Joining me on this adventure, my good friend, Oro.
Pick it up, Oro.
No.
No.
Last time, we toured his mother country of Cuba.
Oh my God.
This time, he's gonna experience what it's like to walk in my shoes,
I did it.
You're holding it like the Lion King.
whether he likes it or not.
Okay, she's telling me to grab. Oh my God, the feeling.
Like the country itself, Peruvian cuisine is a vast, ever-changing landscape. Outside influences are many. The proteins and plants vary depending on where you are, and recipes differ depending on who you're with. One thing I can say is there's no place quite like Peru. But first, let's back up a bit. Today, Oro and I went deep into Lima's bustling markets to find the city's wildest street food. And it all starts here with this simple plant.
This is aloe vera. Anytime I'm introduced to a new ingredient, I gotta try it out plain to get the real idea of how it tastes. So sir, could you please cut this open?
Que si puedes abrirlos, enseñarnos cómo se hace y nosotros. Very ceremonial.
Aloe vera is a succulent plant that's been used medicinally for thousands of years.
Oh, dude, that looks slimy.
Here in Lima, it's usually found at emoliente carts, which sell a load of natural power drinks meant to boost your energy. Right now,
I'm just gonna grab some.
Oh, yeah.
this vendor has consumed so much of this powerful liquid,
Oh, it's good. It's like a 7-year-old just
he
sneezed.
can hardly contain himself.
We found the most stoic guy in all of Lima.
I didn't have this feeling since childbirth, I think. Yeah.
Salud.
Salud.
It's like gack. Do you remember gack?
I don't remember gag, but I remember COVID. When you try to cough and the cough didn't come, you know what I mean?
That is the slimiest thing I've ever eaten in my life. I would say it has virtually no flavor. There's a hard part and a slimy part. The texture of the hard part is almost like a dragon fruit, but then the gooey part is incredibly gooey.
It feels like my first kiss, a little bit.
Why are people drinking aloe?
Bueno, de esta planta.
He says that it's good for the skin, also for the stomach.
It starts with freshly scraped aloe, mixed with maca, soy milk, and quinoa.
When you put this into a drink, does it make the drink kind of gooey and slimy too?
Poco. No sé cómo.
The gooiness starts to disappear a little bit, so it doesn't feel this way.
Salud.
Salud.
I'd say pretty slimy. The taste is good. You can tell they put some sugar in there. There's quinoa, so you taste kind of like a weedy grain flavor to it.
It's definitely very rich.
We don't just have the drink to start out with. We have this, a very famous Peruvian sandwich.
Stuffed with chicken, onion, tomato, potatoes, mayo, and a yellow chili sauce.
It's a little South American banh mi. The main flavor is it's like a blend of chicken and fried potatoes.
It's very crispy, and it feels that the bread was made right now.
Actually, they make all of it at home. It's food, it's quick, it's cheap, it's made for on the go. It's built to last. Let's get down to business. Oro, I brought you here to Peru for 3 reasons. First of all, number 1, you're my friend. I want to hang out with you.
Bro,
Number 2, you speak Spanish, so you can help translate here because Spanish is the national language in Peru.
they have few different words, but overall we totally understand each other.
Cojones is the same? Yeah, I'll get by just fine. Number 3, I brought you here to torture you.
What do you mean torturing me?
Basically, I want to introduce my daily life to you. We lived together for several years in Korea. Now our lives have changed drastically. You live in Miami and I travel for half the year eating exotic foods. Oh my God. Sorry, it's just that this is the creepiest thing I've ever seen. It's like in a sci-fi movie when someone's making a clone of themselves and it's not quite finished yet. That's what this is. Well, might as well eat it. Now I get to share that with you in a way that may make you suffer.
I seriously have no idea why Sonny made me do this. I came here, I thought it was a food review show, not a cleaning poop show. You know what? I'm up for the challenge.
Anything you do, I'll do.
That's fair.
For the most part.
No, man, come on, you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
All right, this is breakfast, but today we've got a lot more to eat. You ready?
Let's do it.
Lima is a knockout punch to the senses. The energy here, you can feel it in your chest. The streets are electric, flowing into metro stations, congested with hurried commuters and vendors trying to make a buck off the foot traffic. If you're on the hunt for the most prized local food catering to actual locals, follow the people. In Lima, that means heading straight for the beating heart of commerce, the infamous Gamarra Market, the epicenter of the rag trade in Peru.
The last time I was in a market like this that had this vibe, I was in Lagos in Nigeria. And here it's just like an overwhelming amount of people, noise, honking cars, people yelling out, selling stuff, people on megaphones, yelling out what they have to sell. And there's people from every walk of life. There's food, there's produce. And then beyond that, you can just see that there's people hustling from every strata. They're like trying to figure out whether it's beggars or whether it's people selling food or people just creating jobs that didn't exist before. Like this woman, when she came to this market, this place just has a vibe all its own.
Right at the corner near the subway station, you'll find the true gems of Lima's street food scene.
How long have you had a food stall in this market?
Welcome to Georgina's spot. She's president of the Women's Association of Sellers at Gamara Market.
10 years here, she's the one that directs that association. They bring food from the mountain, the coast, and the jungle. They equalize and sell that food here.
Here, she's offering a savory dish that hails from the Andes Mountains.
You have a very special dish. What is the name of the dish you're selling here?
Preparo de caldo de cabeza.
This is an head stew.
I don't want to surprise you too much, but there's actually a custom here in Peru. There's a special part of the head people don't usually get to eat.
What part is that?
Can you guess?
The eyes? Thank you for giving me the heads up.
I'm gonna grab this eye out right here. There's a bit of skin attached to it. There we go.
You know, I have a technique to approach this. I like heart, so
Sure.
I just look at it and imagine this is a heart. Can you see?
Let me tell you something. That ain't no heart. Cheers.
Delicioso.
Actually, it's not bad. It tastes a little bit like soap. Have you tried soap?
Yeah, a little soapy, chewy. Tastes nice. It tastes sheepy, a little gamey, but savory. The stew that she's cooked this in is very nice. Can I tell you something? Eating the eyeball, not a custom. I just made it up.
So I ate the eyeball?
Yeah. For no reason. Can we still be friends? This is also going to join the soup. I can't wait to try out the actual final dish with maybe even more eyes.
Yes? No.
Caldo de cabeza, also known as sheep head soup, made by boiling the sheep head with potatoes, onions, corn, and peppermint for hours.
Why use the head and not just general meat?
También hay.
When it's dished, this stew includes every part of the cabeza: cheeks, tongue, eyes, and ears, with some organ meats tossed in as well.
She said, no, you can get anything. She said that the testicles are excellent too. The more you put, the more delicious.
Top with potatoes and corn, then sink it with that soup.
I gotta say, this is such a gorgeous dish.
If you want some flavor, you can put this on your soup.
Local Lima lady and fixer for this series, Morella, sits down to show us how it's done.
This is goat cheese,
Oh, yes.
and this is like fried Peruvian corn.
A lot of texture, a lot of crunch.
I put the parsley, lime, and you can put this red hot chili.
I'm good with the chili.
Oh, that looks like it could be cheek meat. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, it's very rich and warm.
It's such a savory, comforting broth. All the meat is becoming really soft and tender. But then here, this corn, the white one, what do you call that?
Mote.
It's distinct because it has these huge white corn kernels. Not really something we have in the US. So I want to try some of that. You can feel the starchiness.
It's interesting that the flavor of one corn kind of balance the flavor of the other corn.
It's cornography. Sorry, I've used that joke like 10 times now. I'm gonna get some of this cheese. It's the last thing I haven't done. Goat cheese. I'm really blown away. You could put a flip-flop in here and somehow it would still taste good. You live in Lima. Did you grow up here?
No, I grew up in the north of Peru.
So how long have you lived here?
8 years.
I mean, this is legitimately my first day here. We're out in the streets. We're getting like the full immersive experience right off the bat. For you, what separates Lima from any other city in the world or in the country?
First of all, Lima is really, really big. And everything's really quick. Everyone is so aggressive, like it's kind of chaotic. But I think in that it has like its beauty. I'm going to say this in Spanish. So no sé, pero Lima.
She said that yes, it's chaotic, but when you start living here, at the end, it kind of like traps you and gets into your heart.
At its surface, parts of Lima undoubtedly feel like crashing waves of chaos and disorder. But when you shift perspective, you'll witness the entrepreneurial spirit within.
She said she does this beyond that just serving food. For her, is a way to educate her kids to be entrepreneurs and encourage everybody to succeed in life.
Just down the road of the same market, a street seller turning the cow's underrated offcuts into on-demand dining with this. Not tongue, not liver. These here are beef lungs.
The lungs.
You didn't think we were just gonna have some fun noodles, did you?
This dish is the creation of stall owner Tia Nina. There's potato, cow lungs, and it's got noodles too.
Do you know how they prepare the meat part?
They have to marinate it the day before and then they fry it.
Put it all together with Peru's giant white corn and top it with red onion and a squeeze of lime.
I know you're supposed to mix it up, but I think we should get a taste of just straight, pure cow lung.
I bet it's similar to the heart.
Well, you're gonna find out. Not like heart.
Close. Actually, more like chicken.
What part is that?
The ass.
Why do you open the chicken's ass?
You know the
Gizzard.
Yes, it tastes like chicken gizzard.
A little bit. For me, gizzard can be a little bit more tough. This is very soft and almost like spongy. Oh, this is some of the best lung I've ever had. But it's not alone. This is some lima pasta right here. And very delicious. I think they're taking ingredients that don't cost that much money. Onions, a lot of flavor. There's the noodles for great texture, potatoes, and then using this unique offcut and then making it just taste extremely delicious. So far, we've just had 3 things. We've had like a soup and then some slimy drink, and then we're having this. And it's not gotten me any closer to understanding like what is food in Peru.
I think it's food that comes from migration because we have a lot of influence. There's a lot of variety. You can find anything you want, like from seafood, from this kind of food, dishes with cow, with pork, with fish. And we have a lot of Afro-descendant food too.
There is Asian influence here?
Yes, when the Second World War II come here, and we have a lot of migration from Japan, from China.
I'm sorry, but when you mix Asian with anything, it just gets better.
We cannot forget that there is a lot of indigenous influence too, like the Spanish side and the Asian side mixed with the indigenous culture here, and that's what we are tasting right here.
When the sun sets and the streets cool down, the charcoal heats up. This is the best time of day to eat outdoors. Here, Alberto and his mother Elodia have been serving up one of Peru's most coveted late-night snacks for 45 years.
This is our grand finale. We've been eating street food all day, and it all has built up to this moment right here with the anticuchos. How's that pronunciation?
Exacto, anticuchos.
Perfect.
What are anticuchos?
Los anticuchos son el corazón de la
The anticucho is a tradition from Peru and is made with the heart of the cow.
The beef heart is cut into small pieces and marinated in a blend of spices, vinegar, and oil.
When it comes to anticuchos, there's a lot of people cooking this up. What is the secret behind doing it the best or better than anybody else?
El mejor secreto que tenemos nosotros.
He said that the secret is to put heart onto it.
Cow heart or your heart?
His heart.
What other types of meats are you serving here and what's popular?
Aquí vendemos lo que es
So they sell also the stomach and the testicle because it's an aphrodisiac.
Those two? I think you listed a bunch of stuff for him.
I think he has more than 2. Selling.
I know.
Plates here are also piled high with tripe or chicken gizzards.
Why the offcuts and not these prime cuts?
Eso es, hacemos parrilla con las carnes.
He said that the cuts that is used in the articucho, it used to be the extra cuts from the meat that was fed to the slaves when the Spaniards came here. But then with the time, they start to eat it as well and got integrated in the heart of the culture.
Ladies and gentlemen, this looks spectacular.
It looks good.
It is.
There's a multitude of different grilled meats on here. There's only 2 skewers with testicles. They're bigger on this one. You can have that one. Isn't that fantastic?
So nice of you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Actually, it's not that bad.
It's not bad?
Yeah.
I think he's done a good job of cooking these up. It's really spicy, really strong charcoal taste.
I think it's worth the idea of it, that the taste by itself.
They have plenty of other skewers here. Oh, he keeps it. I'm not telling you, you have to. He's volunteering. You're now a ball guy. We have to try this next. I love cow heart.
It is really good.
Delicious. It's oily because he keeps adding oil, making it kind of juicy. The most striking thing to me about this meat is the charcoal flavor. It's like right on the edge of being too much. Really smoky, almost like a hint of gasoline flavor. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I got you.
But I think the point is, people are probably usually drinking when they eat this because it has really strong flavors. So if you have a buzz, if you're 6 to 8 beers in, this is exactly what you want. Underneath the heart, there's this loose meat that's not on a skewer. What is that?
That is like the stomach.
Oh, really?
Yes.
No way. I was blowing my mind. There's no gamey flavor, nothing too intense. It just tastes like that magical seasoning he's put on there.
This is like the mix of things that shouldn't work, but somehow it works really well.
What things should not work here?
Starting with the balls.
I want to switch gears a little bit to talk about a different topic. It may be a slightly sensitive topic, and maybe not one you're expecting, but I hope you feel open to talk about it.
What?
Well, about 10 minutes before this conversation, I was on the sidewalk, and a gentleman, I assume he was a gentleman, he drove by on a motorcycle, and he tried to steal this phone from my hand. Unfortunately, it fell to the ground, and he sped away. This is the first time this ever happened to me.
In your life?
In my life.
Oh my God.
Yeah, see? Well, that reaction already tells me so much about this city.
Yes.
How often does this kind of stuff happen in Lima?
Like a lot. It's like the most common kind of robbery here.
So when I make this show, I feel a certain amount of responsibility. When I go to places like Egypt and we had some difficult experiences, I was straightforward about it. And even today I should be straightforward in saying, as we move around Lima as a team, we have security who has a gun.
We have some different issues than you have in the States or in other places, so you have to be prepared because es un lugar bien desigual, como que hay muy personas muy ricas y personas muy pobres.
She said that Peru has a lot of class difference.
Right, economic disparity between the very rich and the very poor. And that actually, in those types of economies, is where you see the most crime. I guess my big question is, if people do come here, what's the best way to conduct themselves in order to assure their safety?
They have to have their things with them, try to walk in safe places with lights. I'm a woman, I'm aware all the time.
Every time I travel, I always do like a mental preparation before I leave, that I'm leaving my home, I'm in a foreign territory, so I'm a weird entity, and I'm actually even more vulnerable than everyone else.
You know, in a way, it's a blessing. I didn't lose anything this time. This is a warning, and be prepared, because it might happen again. Thank you for being honest.
I'm sorry.
Today, Oro and I are on a mission to reveal Lima's best from the country's biggest seafood market.
This is about 15 to 20 pounds of squid, and that is just a medium-sized one. They get much bigger than this.
The tropical fish species cooked up in unbelievable ways.
Is there anything particularly special about this fish?
The blue meat.
The meat is actually blue?
Lima's city center is a maze of narrow lanes teeming with activity.
This is one of the wildest, most busy, bustling streets I've ever been on. As soon as we sat down, somebody in a blue vest walked up to me and said, hey, whoa, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? We got a system here. What are the rules for this street?
If you're here to spice up your Instagram stories, funky street dance and striking costumes will not disappoint.
This is an informal market, so there is not really a rule. They are just here to help the flow.
If you're on a souvenir quest, the selection varies from vintage Hollywood posters to Asian Lucky Charms.
I mean, they were nice. They said at first, what are you doing? And we said, we're sitting here, we're filming a thing. And they're like, yeah, that's cool.
If you're a foodie, you've got to meet this guy.
Put her there.
Nice to meet you. I'm Marco.
Oh, you speak English?
So.
We can conduct the interview completely in English.
I'm done. Goodbye.
Marco is the second generation of this 20-year-old restaurant. We've come here in search of Peru's national dish, ceviche. Ceviche is essentially fish cured with lime. First, cube the fish fillet into bite-sized pieces.
Can you make ceviche from any kind of fish?
Yes.
I'm gonna name a fish and you tell me ceviche or no ceviche. Halibut.
Ceviche.
Shark.
Ceviche.
Squid?
Yeah.
Octopus?
It's delicious.
Starfish. Got you there.
Marry those fish cubes with salt, julienne chilies, garlic and ginger paste, cilantro, and the most crucial component, lime juice. The use of citrus to kill bacteria and cure seafood dates back 2,000 years, when Peru's indigenous people used the local tumbo fruit instead of lime.
When the Spaniard came, they brought the lime and they start to use the lime on the ceviche.
The mixture is put to rest for half an hour, so the acidity can essentially cook the meat. Then it's served. Here it comes with seafood rice.
Can we start with the rice? I want to work up to the ceviche. So we've got an orange rice with a thick orange sauce. We've got shrimp, we've got squid. The lady in the street wants to know if it's tasty.
She was like, you better like it.
Oh, that's delicious. Well seasoned, super savory rice. And there's an orangey seafood gravy on top.
La salsa tiene dos procesos.
They prepare the main sauce with tomato, some other spices, and celery.
It's really lively, super savory. It's a perfect binding agent to bring the rice and the seafood together. Let's get to the ceviche. Is there any trick to it, or we just eat it?
Disfrutarlo.
You know what? This is my first ceviche in life. I'm a ceviche virgin.
Well, not anymore.
Do you like it?
I love it.
What's interesting about ceviche is you can put a lot of different types of fish, or you can add more vegetables or fruit, or you can try to do extra stuff to it. The fish itself is just really tender and soft. The acid, the citrus has made it firm up a little bit, and it's got a little bit of like a sour taste, but it's just really fresh. Super delicious. What kind of fish is this in particular?
Ese es perico.
Ah, this is mahi-mahi.
Mahi-mahi is a tropical fish loved for its white flesh and slightly sweet flavor. Peru is the leading mahi-mahi producer worldwide. But that's just the tip of the iceberg for Peru's fishing industry.
In general, how important is seafood to folks in Peru?
Nuestra bandera prácticamente. porque
This
el
is a
ceviche-
pride for them. It's something that they love, and they love to represent their food with seafood.
Today, we're diving deep into the world of seafood by visiting the largest seafood market in Lima.
Here, you're gonna find pretty much any kind of seafood you can imagine.
Digging up the most exotic fish we can find
This looks like an octopus, but in fact, it's not an octopus.
and presenting it to a top-tier chef.
Bring it, bring it. I don't think I ever had a fish that resembles a bird.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Terminal Pesquero, a market so big they couldn't call it a market, they had to call it a freaking terminal.
Peru's fishing industry is the largest in Latin America, offering more than 2,000 species of seafood to the world. And the Pesquero Terminal is the central hub of this marine colossus.
In this market alone, there are over 200 species. I love it because it's so organized. You go in the ocean, you go scuba diving, fish are everywhere, they're mixed together, it's chaotic. Here, they take them out of the ocean and they separate them into little bins. Ah, this is fish for people with OCD.
More than an endless seafood market, Pesquero Terminal is a mini economy all on its own.
Above the market, you have this whole floor full of different restaurants like this.
Claro, todo lo compro acá abajo.
Everything comes really fresh right from that market.
Yes.
Here, the parihuela is a must-try, a seafood soup containing all of the Little Mermaid's little friends. Loads of butter, fish head stock, salt, MSG, pepper, cumin, oregano, chili powder, and mahi-mahi fillets kickstart this coastal concoction.
Is this a dish you created?
Ya existe esta parihuela.
Continue with cilantro, black beer, and 2 whole crabs.
She didn't invent in parihuela, but this one in particular has her special touch.
How did you especially touch this one?
Esos son secretos de la...
She said she may have to kill you.
Remove the mahi-mahi and toss in scallops, shrimp, squid, clams, and mussels. Thicken with cornstarch and milk.
Should we start with the broth?
Yeah, just a broth. Bro,
Dude,
I don't understand this country.
this is good.
It's really good.
Amazing.
It's like deep, savory seafood flavor. It's thick. It's like heartwarming. It's delicious. This one right here, we have a big shellfish on top.
This is the scallop.
This is big, juicy. It's just soaked and saturated in that gravy. We should both have one.
Dude,
That's very nice. Sweet, soft, like some parts are very tender, some are a little bit chewy in a pleasant way. And then there's just a big white fish in here, the mahi-mahi. Let me get this meaty bite. The lime turned it up a notch. Mahi-mahi is really like a meaty white fish. It's not flaky at all. It's got a bite to it. It has some nice texture.
you can feel the strength of the spices, but they are tender. It's not like overpowering.
It doesn't seem like regular restaurant cooking. It feels like home cooking, presented beautifully.
Sophisticated.
Let's talk about the market downstairs. What is it that you like about the market?
Que acá en este mercado no hay pierde porque...
First thing, it's really good because no matter how low the season is, there is always people coming here. And second thing is because this is a seafood restaurant and there is a seafood market, you know that the people that comes here, they are looking for seafood.
Well, guess what, Oro?
Every time you say, guess what, Oro, I'm like, I don't know if I get excited, get scared, or...
Well, this time you don't have to eat any eyeballs or testicles.
Okay.
Yet. Next, you and I are gonna be looking for seafood. We're gonna go down there, we're gonna separate. Alone, we're gonna try to find the most unique, exotic, interesting seafood we can find and bring it to the chef. He's gonna pick his favorite and cook it up for us. So it's kind of a competition.
That sounds fun.
Peru has the privilege of a long coastline that meets the Humboldt Current, which brings nutrient-rich water from the ocean's depths to the surface, making it the perfect breeding ground for an insane amount of sea creatures. Some so exotic, they even surprise seafood fanatics like us.
So we are here. There is a lot of fishes here that I haven't seen before, but we will find the right fish to cook.
First of all, here's the problem. Oro's superpower is that he speaks Spanish.
¿Cuál es el nombre para...?
Peruvians also speak Spanish.
It's called verugata.
For me, I can say hello and I can order a beer. The end.
She said it's really good for the grill. Actually, I think this fish can be a good dancer because it has a lot of movement. Look at that.
Right here we have mahi-mahi. In Florida, they'll call mahi-mahi dolphin, like to be cute. In the Faroe Islands, they call dolphin, and then they actually eat dolphins.
And what it can look like lungs or balls, whatever your preference is actually the eggs of this beauty right here, a mahi.
Senor, can you show me how to pick it up?
This is a very good complement with the salad, but probably not the best option for today.
Under the gill, under the hips. Ooh, it's a big fish. That's a lot of mahi-mahi. Take a look at this. It's upside down. This is how they swim in the wild. Very awkward fish. The question is this a suitable fish to bring the chef? Is it unique? I'm uncertain. I want to get a better look at what else the market has to offer. Let's keep moving. Right here, we have a treasure. You'll find this all over this market. This is the Humboldt squid, or Peru's flying jumbo squid.
Peru is the boss of the jumbo flying squid game. Here, they've got them as big as they come.
These are the legs, and the head is connected to the leg. Actually, it looks like a cousin of mine. Can you see?
That right there is the body. The skin is actually super thick.
These plus-size squid can grow a gigantic mantle over 3 feet wide, and they can weigh in at more than 82 pounds.
This is kind of like a pig. Look how it's a...
Hello, Sonny. I'm coming for you.
A normal squid, like the squid you'd see in Vietnam, the top triangle piece on their head is about that big. Here, it's freaking massive. Just that top head part could feed a whole family. It is incredible, the size of these creatures. And how slippery they are, too.
These are trouts. They have a very beautiful eyes. It's like look directly to your soul.
This is a flatfish. This one is super popular in Korea. The reason I love it so much is because the nickname for it is the bastard halibut. Both eyes are on one side. It looks special. It looks special.
This is even better, contestant. Look at this. It's like an evil version of the mahi-mahi. I wanna haunt you for the rest of your life. It's very wobbly as well.
This is a tiny monkfish. The last time I saw a monkfish, I was in Japan, and it was gigantic. I could fit my whole head inside its mouth, probably. This is just a little guy. I could fit his whole head in my mouth. The tables have turned, haven't they? Monkfish. Finally, here, we have something I have never seen before. This is called a devilfish. The spines look brutal. It's got spiny fins as well, so if that pokes you, well, it's not gonna kill you, but it'll be inconvenient. I'm gonna have to be clever and find something Ora would never think of. Soon, we're both gonna reveal our picks to the chef and see which one he wants to prepare. It's like Iron Chef, but it's not like Iron Chef. Okay, cut.
Pescado Capitales is a bright star in Peru's culinary constellation. This restaurant embraces Nikkei cuisine, a marriage of Peruvian cooking with Japanese influence. And this man here is the boss of the kitchen.
My name is Manuel. I'm chef since 15 years ago. I'm working here in Pescados Capitales 3 years ago, and I'm really happy to be here in the show.
We have both brought you a fish. You're gonna see both of our offerings and choose one to prepare for today.
There is 200 plus species in the seafood market, so how confident are you that you can cook any of those?
I trust my skills.
For anything?
Yeah.
Shark meat?
Yeah.
Snails?
I can try.
You will take the challenge.
I've got mine right here. I don't know where yours is, but I think I should start.
I put some storytelling on it, so I'm very confident about it.
Oh, geez, I just went for looks, like when I picked my wife. Chef,
yes.
I present to you, right here, the parrotfish. Big, blue, giant forehead, like my friend Oro. Just kidding, you have a normal size forehead.
I don't think I ever had a fish that resembled a bird.
All it needs is 2 little legs down here, and it's basically a bird. What do folks in Lima usually do with a fish like this?
Tiradito, ceviche, asudado, and deep fried.
So plenty of different options.
All right, good colorful option, like pretty good try, but being humble, I think I have a better option.
Bring it, bring it.
Oh, wait, he didn't even put his on ice.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Right here.
It looks like a toy, but...
Look, it's like a mahi, a big mahi, but like shrimp.
Could this potentially be cooked into something?
Maybe deep fry or just stoke.
Yeah, just not today, right? It's a lovely fish. It looks like it had a good personality. It's probably a family man or woman. There's no penis. I don't know. My main concern is the size. There's 2 of us, potentially 3 of us if you join.
You know what? I will just keep it in the side of my bed for tonight.
Keep it.
While Orlo's choice of fish is creative and inspiring,
I think this time I'll choose this one.
my parrotfish is destined for 2 different dishes. But first it must be filleted.
I'm gonna cut it this one and a half, head to tail, just to hit the bone. We're separating the meat from the bone gently because it is a very delicate fish. Sometimes the meat is blue. We need to be very lucky to get that. This one is the fillet. And you can see that the meat is really soft, really delicate. When it cut in, really thin strips, like a sashimi. Put it on the plate, some lime juice, and make a very traditional Peruvian dish. We call it tiradito.
What makes this pop is the sauce, a mixture of lime and lemon juice, local rocoto chili, salt, ginger, and garlic.
I recommend use a spoon because of the juice.
Let's do it.
Oh, it's delicious. The meat is very delicate, like a lively, fresh citrus, but not overwhelmingly like sour feeling or tasting. For me, it has some of the spirit of a ceviche. What do you think separates a ceviche greatly from this?
Basically, the tiradito has no onions on it. The cut of the fish and the sauce. Rocoto paste.
Is it rich? Is it sour? Is it creamy? How should it taste? Because it's not really spicy.
Creamy, little bit spicy, and sour.
This is like an elevated version of the rocoto sauce that we tasted outside in the car yesterday. It was like very rich and strong, but this one is like a more delicate, elevated, like really good with the taste.
Yeah, it's just stunning and delicious. Oh, and it's got corn.
Peruvian corn.
So, at what point are the ingredients not considered Peruvian? Because this country is so dynamic. So many different regions and agriculture that takes place at so many different elevations. I mean, you just have so much to work with. It's hard for me to pin down what Peruvian food even is.
Well, it's a mix. The whole Peruvian food is a mix of cultures, places, regions, altitudes. Peruvian ingredients are the base of it.
From the humble beginnings of potatoes and legumes 20,000 years ago, Peruvian cuisine has been shaped by various influences: Spanish conquistadors, Arab raiders, Africans, and even Asian migrants.
Most countries are known in the American culinary lexicon as having a few standout dishes. You look at Italy, it's like, okay, pizza. Japan, sushi, sashimi. Vietnam, we've got pho, banh mi. What would those foods be for Peru?
Ceviche, I think lomo saltado, like a saute beef. And the ají de gallina is a stew of chicken.
So not guinea pig?
No.
Not in the top 5?
No, I love guinea pig.
It's more on the fringe though.
Yeah.
This right here, we have the parrotfish. I love that you took on this challenge. This is your first time preparing parrotfish and it looks incredible.
For our second dish, a whole parrotfish is scored, then rubbed down with a fish broth. The chef covers it in flour, then submerges the fish in a hot bubbling pool of oil. Chef Manuel elevates this culinary work of art with his own twist: prawn head sauce.
First, try the sauce.
Oh, okay.
It's very fishy.
You're right, it's a bit fishy. It tastes of shellfish and snails.
So, I recommend to cut just the meat because it's boneless. Dip it on the sauce.
Cheers.
Oh, it's Kentucky Fried Fish. Like the shell, that skin, that outside is really crunchy and oily and super yummy.
You know, now I understand the fishiness of the sauce because this fish is not fishy at all.
And the crust works really good with the sauce.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like sometimes fried chicken needs gravy, sometimes fried fish needs some of this shrimp gravy. Man, I've never had anything like this. It's so good. I know that recently, Peru and Lima in particular has gotten a lot of recognition for the cuisine here. In the time you've been cooking, how have you seen the international perception of food in Peru or food in Lima change?
I think it's getting better every year. That's lovely for us because Peru is not just Machu Picchu, llamas, we got great food, great people, great restaurants, and the tourism is springing. It's nice.
Is the food getting better or people just starting to recognize it and become aware of it?
I think the places are getting better, but the food is the same.
I think that's well put. And I talk about Vietnam maybe too much, but that's like my second home. 50 years ago, it was way different. Obviously now things like pho, all these Vietnamese foods have become much more popular internationally because people started to figure it out. And vendors and chefs started to execute better at bringing those foods abroad and marketing them to people and showing them to people. So it's not always about just having the best or a great product. Sometimes you have to know how to bring it to the people. For you, do you feel some responsibility on your shoulders as one of many representatives of cuisine here?
A lot. I think all Peruvian cooks working And here or outside in every country, we representing your country.
I think as ambassadors go, you're doing one hell of a job. This is just a small sampling of what you have to offer them, but this was outstanding.
Now we're leaving the coast and heading inland up the Andes Mountains to the city of Arequipa. Here you'll find a culinary identity different from the rest of Peru, an identity shaped by ingredients only found here, like meat from the alpaca. One protein source that stands out above any other, the guinea pig. Now I know for those in my motherland, guinea pigs are anxious, squealing, fuzzy friends that stare at you through beady eyes at the local pet store.
Oh, look at that, that's a foot.
But here, guinea pigs are food. And it's just as common a protein as chicken or beef.
They even have a national holiday for the eating of cuy.
I'm on a mission to learn why locals adore these hairy rodents.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is fresh.
Yeah, don't squeeze the life out of it.
And soon, I'll learn for myself what they taste like.
This is the way they've been cooking this creature, maybe for hundreds of years at this point. It's super traditional, and it looks like things haven't changed from the time they began.
But first, I'm headed to Arequipa's biggest market, where I'm being introduced to a different type of protein.
This right here, what do you think?
Are we eating that?
It smells like jerky.
This here is a llama fetus.
Do people eat these?
¿Eso se come?
No, ese es para pago a una tía.
Yes, I know, bullet dodged. Instead, it's crucial for certain rituals of the local indigenous people.
They use this to pay tribute to what they call Pachamama, which is the Mother Earth. They're used in different ways. They burn it, like in Christmas, for example. Another purpose is hanging in front of a business to protect from bad influence to come and also to attract better health and better prosperity.
But no consumption, no eating.
No, porque este es hueso.
It's like who wants to eat bones?
I've seen more unusual stuff than that.
This is the biggest market in South Peru. Every aisle reveals clues about this region's unique culinary offerings. Produce, protein, and ready-to-eat food made quick and for cheap. If you're overwhelmed, I recommend ordering whatever the locals are noshing on for their morning meal. Soon we'll be trying a local breakfast, but not before I show Aura what makes this market truly different from any other.
Whoosh.
Oh man, I wish I didn't see this.
This is a guinea pig. In Spanish, it's known as cuy.
Ma'am, do you know how far people eating guinea pig goes back in Peru?
People have eaten cuy since 5,000 years ago.
5,000 years?
Yes.
Guinea pig meat was a crucial component to the everyday lives of the Incan people who once dominated this mountain range.
They even have a national holiday for the eating of cuy.
How does that not make you excited?
Even with the Spaniards' introduction of chicken, pigs, and cows to South America, this guinea pig eating tradition is still going strong.
How much is it for one of these?
Around $5-6.
It seems like that's more expensive than chicken, no?
Claro.
It's not because of the size, it's because it's more healthy. It's very good for your body defenses. It boosts your defenses.
Naturally.
So that's why it's a little bit more pricey than a chicken.
Today we're going deep down the guinea pig rabbit hole, trying an old recipe that only few still remember. Lucky for us, we've found our chef. Mary Lou Mendoza is the owner of a local food stall in San Camilo Market, and she carries with her an ancient guinea pig recipe. But before we experience that, we're sitting down to a typical Arequipa breakfast.
This is a big breakfast.
Acá se come así.
She said that we eat like that.
Yes, I'm looking at the menu. It says Americanos. Is this a dish designed for Americans?
Yes, Americans, but not the American that you're seeing, because it's about diversity in the Americas, not necessarily the US.
Like North and South America.
Exactly.
It starts with arroz con pollo, or chicken rice. Next, a noodle cake called pastel de fideos. Then there's Peruvian fried beef ribs. There's a fried and stewed pork belly, a rocoto pepper stuffed with potato and ground meat, and finally some fresh onion and tomato on top.
We have the rice here. What is making the rice green?
Cilantro.
Oh, that's nice. Really delicious. From there, it's like a giant hash brown, except for that it's like 2 inches thick.
A noodly potato cake.
Those are noodles. That's not potato.
No, it's papa.
No.
No, it doesn't have potato at all.
It looks like, oh, come on, that's what I'm saying. It looks like hash brown, but really what it is, it's a pasta cake with some fried cheese on top.
It's like a lasagna without tomato.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. We've got pork belly. I want to take a bite of that.
This is a female baby pig.
I could feel that it was female. Oh, it's delicious.
Sí, el lechón.
Lechon? Oh, I mean, any place where the Spaniards have been, the lechon remains for hundreds of years. I'm just so curious. We were just in Lima. Lima seems to be the melting pot of Peru. We get inspiration from all over the country and perhaps all over the continent. But here in Arequipa, what makes food different from anywhere else?
Lima is the capital. Everything goes there. But Arequipa is more agricultural. Everything that goes to most of the country comes from here. This is the base of the production of food in Peru.
Perched at an elevation of 7,600 feet, Arequipa serves as a gateway between the coast and the Andes Mountains. While most people associate Arequipa with its stunning landscapes and ancient Incan infrastructure, its culinary offerings tend to be overlooked. That is, until today.
The stuffed rocoto, which is this stuffed chile, is a very old tradition here in the Arequipa region.
Tastes almost like pepperoni. And there's meat inside, there's cheese, there's peas, there's carrots. It's like Peruvian tater tot hot dish.
Thanks to its long history and distinctive climate.
I do have to try this because not just because they're BEFRS, but they're from a baby.
Arequipa's cuisine blends European and Andean traditions to create an array of unique dishes.
You can taste the innocence.
Innovative recipes and an open-mindedness towards peculiar proteins.
Oro, it's time I reveal our mission for today. Guinea pig. It seems to be this interesting, unique staple that's part of Peruvian culture here. Ma'am, your thoughts on guinea pig?
Tiene muchas propiedades.
Of course, she loves cooking with it, and it's not also tasty, but it's also very good for your health and your well-being.
It's good for you.
It's good for okay, I guess.
Later today, Miss Mary Lou will prepare her long passed down family recipe. But first, she's requested we source some fresh guinea pigs. That's why we're headed here.
The main reason I wanted to come here is because my friend Oro has never seen a guinea pig before.
I've seen it on pictures.
If the sight of sweet, innocent guinea pigs bound for a dinner plate makes you sad, take solace in knowing the number consumed each year is barely more than 65 million. There, feel better? Guinea pig farming is nothing strange in Peru, especially in this region. Whether short-haired, curly-haired, or cow-licked, altogether these pens hold 500 guinea pigs.
They have two purposes here. One purpose is for eating, and the other purpose is to breed them and take them to compete.
Like a beauty pageant?
Sí.
If I was at a show right now and they're judging this guinea pig, what are they going to be judging?
El peso, como
He said that this one here, if you can touch it, you feel it, his hair is more pristine and more soft. And it looks heavy, but good looking heavy. I don't know if you know what I mean.
Like stocky?
Yeah.
Like me, right? I want to know how the process works from beginning to end. Where does the process begin?
Paren las hembras.
The males are usually very solitary. In each group, there's always one male for all the females.
Nice.
And actually, just 2 hours after giving birth, she's ready to get pregnant again.
Guinea pigs can multiply like rabbits.
The length from birth to fry pan is 47 days.
And they only require a bit of alfalfa and grain.
Oro, I'm going to need you to catch one.
What do you mean catch one?
Oro?
Hey, man.
How you feeling?
Encaged.
Keep in mind, they technically could bite you.
All right. What?
In a country where the average monthly salary is $470,
Hey.
I'm starting to see the appeal of these personal-sized pigs.
Okay, he's tapping it on the shoulder as if it's going to say, yes, senor, may I help you?
By my experience with a crocodile, if you touch them like softly, they relax.
Yeah, take a look at that clip.
You see?
Very relaxed.
Hey.
Oro, I've been in these situations. At some point, you just have to commit.
I heard that before. From you?
Oh, I thought from your wife.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is fresh.
You got to pick it up like a cat, kind of by the scruff.
I have never picked up a cat.
Oh.
I have no. You're giving me the wrong reference. I think I got it.
Oh, you got to lift it up.
I did it.
Okay, you got to stand up. All right, boy, you're holding it like the Lion King. You did it.
I got it.
That's fantastic.
It's okay.
You ready to head out?
Okay.
Stay right there. I'll be right back in 5 to 10 minutes.
With our guinea pig in hand, Oro and I are headed to a local home where we'll reunite with Mary Lou. The settlement belongs to her friend Luis, and he has a delightful surprise just outside his home.
This is incredible. Folks in the USA, they might have a chicken coop so they can have fresh eggs daily. Here in Arequipa, on the mountainside, this man has built a little pen for guinea pigs. There's maybe 20 terrified guinea pigs inside of here right now. What does he do with them? When they get big, plump, and juicy, he eats them.
After dispatching and removing the inedible bits, Mary Lou coats the meat with corn flour, then deep fries it until it cooks all the way through. In another pot, Mary Lou simmers minced garlic, pepper, papillon sauce, purple onion, and cumin. When the time is right, she plops in the meat. Finally, she adds dried cilantro, ground peanuts, coconut milk, boiled potatoes, and a pinch of salt, cooking it down until the water evaporates.
Oh, yes, wonderful.
Oh man, looks like chicken.
Yeah, what about the head with the ears?
Oh, that's the head.
Oh, look at that, that's a foot. The skin is really thick. I think we should jump into it. I'm just gonna kind of watch what they do. She starts with just plain white rice. I'm not sure about that. Like this? Oh, it tastes like white rice. I've peeled this off. The meat is super soft the way she stewed it. I got a bunch here, let's go for it. Or screw that bite, that's just a bunch of rice. Get rid of that.
No, it's, okay.
Please, come on.
All right,
cheers.
cheers.
The sauce is delicious. Like, it almost tastes like a really savory pasta sauce, except for the cumin. Oh no, it's good.
It's really good.
There's a lot of fat on it because it's wrapped in this skin that is quite thick. What's tough is I'm trying to figure out what animal to me it most tastes like. Oh, that's a nice, see? Oh, this is a bite, that's a real bite. That's a man's bite. Soft, tender, neutral tasting meat with strong tasting seasonings. It's really delicious. It's somewhere kind of between chicken and pork.
Pollo.
She would say that the guinea pig is like a healthier version of a chicken with more mineral, no cholesterol, more protein value.
What do you think? What animal is this like?
El cuy para mí es
He
incorporable.
said that comparing a guinea pig to any other animal is a disservice to the guinea pig.
It's an insult.
He said that please let's just keep it that it tastes like guinea pig because he's in love to the flavor.
Did you grow up having guinea pigs being raised next to your home?
Sí.
Of course, since he was a kid, there was always guinea pig around them. There is no a countryside house here without its good pen of guinea pigs.
That's fascinating because I didn't know guinea pig was so deep in the culture, in the cuisine here. I know people at home watching this maybe from the USA or some other such country, they're wondering, how could you do this? They're cute, they're pets. When you look at them, do you think they're cute?
Hay dos.
He respects both opinions. The opinion that he's a pet and is cute, and the opinion that he has, which is yummy, is food. If you live in a place where you can raise it as a pet and you have all the elements for you, you don't really need to eat this, that makes sense for you to call it a pet. But when you live like him, like people here who live in the countryside, when they have less resources, an easy resource that you can grow by yourself and it can feed you and your family, he thinks like it's really hard to just eat it as a pet.
As beloved as the guinea pig is for home cooking, this proud tradition was perfected and presented in restaurants for more than 100 years. Located in the heart of Arequipa, La Lucila Picanteria is a century-old restaurant. I'm here to try their best-selling item, guinea pig fried whole.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am in the kitchen right now with Mr. Umberto. I'm excited because this guy is the hands, the vision behind the guinea pig right here. We're about to see how it gets cooked. Sir, take it away. One guinea pig at a time descends into the pan of oil. The oil is not that hot yet, but it's about to be very, very hot. From here, he has these big iron weights that he slaps on. He puts that on the body. Soon, this oil is gonna start bubbling and get incredibly hot. Once he's done, he's gonna switch it to another pan where he shallow fries it for 10 minutes so the meat can get super crispy. That is it. That's the whole process. It looks simple, but it ain't easy. This guy's got many, many reps. You can tell. Look deep in his eyes. Can we get a quick zoom deep in his eyes? That's a man who's seen some things. Probably thousands of guinea pigs being fried. Delicioso? Delicioso. One thing I really like about this kitchen is that they're really doing it the old style. They could replace all of this, all the brick. They could have like a gas oven here, but that would be super boring.
The restaurant's kitchen is a cultural heritage site, meaning it looks now much like it did over 100 years ago.
They eat this one in parties.
It's like a Filipino lechon.
A mini Filipino lechon.
A personal lechon.
Pochon, porque lechon.
Okay, very good. Ma'am, this looks incredible.
Meet the woman behind it all, Miss Ruth. She's running the business passed down by her grandmother.
My first question is, what's this?
It's a digestive alcohol. They call it turn on and turn off.
You'll feel that.
You can feel the anise.
Yeah, I feel the anise down to my anise.
You can see there is no utensils on the table because the only way to eat this is with the hand. You don't have to do that.
I have to do that.
I don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that.
All right. Okay, you don't have to do that.
Or let's start with this. At the last location, we didn't even try the organs. We got liver, we've got kidneys.
Cheers. Oh, crunchy.
Oh, really crunchy. Completely different experience. How come you're not eating?
She's saying she's having a lot of fun seeing us eating.
Liver is half chewy, half insanely crispy.
It's like a liver snack.
I'm gonna just break off the back leg.
Oh, yes. The meat is insanely crunchy.
Man, this smells handsome. Let me see.
I agree 100%. Cheers.
Cheers.
Crispy, greasy, crunchy. It's wild because, you know, the last preparation we had was good too, but they're just vastly different. There, the skin was like kind of gloopy, soft, and really rich. And here, it's just really crunchy.
Yeah.
Now, I want to get into that meat. Listen, this is good stuff right here. Cheers. We tried the organs, we tried the skin, we tried the meat. The only thing remains is...
So we're done, right? We're done.
The only thing that remains is the treasure within the head, the brain.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
That's definitely the brain. I would say it's twice the size of a chicken brain. It's soft, it's gushy. This is the final bite of the day, Oro.
No come normalmente cerebro. Normally they don't eat it.
But guess what? We're not normal, especially Oro.
He's not normal.
Cheers. Fatty.
It dissolves in your mouth.
Creamy. To me, it basically tastes like a chicken brain. It tastes about as a brain should. My question to you, we talked to a chef in Lima about maybe the top 3 signature foods that represent Peru.
So not guinea pig.
No.
Not in the top 5?
No, I love guinea pig.
It's more on the fringe though.
Yeah.
Do you think guinea pig should be included on that list?
¿Por qué?
Sí, porque es un...
Yes, because Arequipan food has a high place on Peruvian food. Guinea pig is one of the most requested dishes in Arequipa. So making the math, Arequipa food being the best, and this one being one of the best dishes in Arequipa, she said that should be top 1 or 2nd place.
Really? I love getting different points of view. Food is so subjective. Depends on where you come from, your background, and your experience and what you've been exposed to day by day. Obviously, we've seen so far that food in Peru is very wide-ranging, and this is just another fantastic element of the food here. Ma'am, thank you so much. Muchas gracias.
Can I say something?
Sí.
I know you're trying to challenge me, giving me every time more weird food, but I think it's taking a different effect on me. I think instead of scaring me and challenging me, I'm getting more curious and more open in eating different things that I never thought. It opened up a new part of my brain.
Overall, good?
Really good.
Now, we're going even higher, climbing to elevations of over 10,000 feet, all to experience the meat of the gods.
The smell combined with the sound, with the visuals, it's like an IMAX experience right here.
Meet the alpaca. They play an important role in Peru's Andean agriculture. About 82,000 families independently breed and rear alpacas and llamas. Next, we'll meet one such family.
This is alpaca liver ceviche style. I mean, you could say it's cooked
with love.
Exactly.
I want to understand what it takes to raise these amazing creatures, but I also want to learn how they taste.
She's telling me to test it by myself, so. Well, it passed the sniff test.
We started in Arequipa this morning. 2.5 hours later, I woke up here. Where are we?
Este lugar es Chilitia.
Chilitia village has been home to a Quechua population for generations. It's nestled in the hypnotic Andes mountain range, 14,000 feet above sea level.
I feel the elevation immediately. Just speaking, long sentences get me winded. Have you ever jogged before without dying?
Yo he nacido.
He said, nah, he was born here.
Dude, if you went to ocean level and ran a marathon, you would break a world record.
Estás entrenado ya.
Sí.
See, he goes, of course. Right now we're surrounded by alpaca and llamas.
Alpacas and llamas are domesticated camelids, native to South America. They play a crucial role in the lives of people in Chilitia, and here in Franklin's pen, there are about 30 of each.
The first and most obvious question is, how can you tell the difference between a llama and an alpaca?
We can make it easy for you. This is a llama. This is an alpaca.
Llama?
Llama.
Llama.
Alpaca?
Alpaca.
Ah, it works?
As llamas are bigger and stronger than alpacas, they're the go-to for transportation and herd protection. On the other hand, alpacas produce top-notch wool and what the locals refer to as seriously delicious meat.
Oro, it's time we get into our mission for the day. We're gonna slaughter an alpaca and eat the whole thing. 1 alpaca, 5 different recipes.
Do you feel comfortable with using the word slaughter?
Yeah, what's like a nice word? What would you use?
Put it to rest so we can enjoy the interior meat.
And its meat will contribute to our nutritional requirements for the day.
And contribute with the cycle of life.
Absolutely correct. So which one should we slaughter?
Here, the act of slaughtering an alpaca for meat is considered a profound sacrifice. The chosen animal is taken far from the herd and hidden from their gaze.
Gracias, papá. Una vez más en tu presencia me inclino, agradeciéndose por todas tus bendiciones que nos das.
Before ending its life, a prayer is offered to express gratitude to the sustenance this alpaca will provide.
Amen.
At the moment, they're collecting its blood. The blood is going to be used for a dish, and then they're going to begin the butchering process. Basically, every part of this animal is going to be utilized in some way. This is just a beginning. We have a lot more to see today.
As butchering begins, villagers join to help out.
How often are you eating alpaca?
Cada vez que they sacrifice one every 15 days.
First, they collect the wool, prized for its warmth and durability, utilized to create a wide range of products from blankets to luxurious furniture upholstery.
Combined, you have 60 animals. So you're slaughtering about half your animals per year for consumption.
Then, they extract the organs from within.
Yes, but if you think about it, it's not they have. They have between 15 and 20 babies a year, so refill. Like American drinks.
Thank you.
In no time, the alpaca meat is broken down into different cuts, ready to be transformed into 5 different dishes. The 2 we're starting with require no cooking at all.
First course of the day, remember the ceviche we had in Lima? This is alpaca liver ceviche style. We're gonna try that in a moment. But first, I have something even more fun. Would you take a look at this?
More liver?
No, that's a kidney.
A kidney?
Well, I would say 2 kidneys. Oh, yes. So we're not just gonna eat it plain, we're gonna eat it with a little bit of salt.
Oh, that helps a lot. That's all we need.
This has gotta be, I think, the most difficult, challenging thing we'll eat this whole trip.
Like that?
Like that.
Dude, after your face, I don't think I can put it all in. Okay, let me start like. Oh, it's not that bad. I'm lying to myself. I think you're suffering more than me. This is so fun. It tastes like a medium rare filet mignon.
Maybe rare. The salt does help. I think all the minerals in your body get filtered through your kidneys, so when you eat it, it tastes like minerals, kind of. The outside is a little bit like the skin of a grape.
Actually, if you don't look at it, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's not. Are those a delicacy? Do people usually fight over the kidneys?
Yes, there is always somebody, no, leave that piece for me, and they come with this all waiting for it.
I've just hung out with so many different cultures where that's like a guy thing. But you like it?
Yes, not only this, he consumes everything.
Right here, we have our liver ceviche.
This highland ceviche begins with tomato, onion, mint, and Peruvian pepper. Now balance this harmony of fresh aromatic flavors with the bold, irony raw liver. Season with a pinch of salt and a squeeze of lime, then bravely allow it to overwhelm your taste buds.
Cheers. Oh,
it's good.
There's layers of experience. It starts fresh, but you're like, ooh, onions, lime, a little bit of mint. And then it's like, wait, it's a weird raw, squishy liver texture. And then you're like, ooh, it's like gamey and a lot of minerality inside the liver. So you're tasting all these flavors trying to cover up that liver smell, but the liver's like, no, I'm still here, baby.
I have eaten liver before, cooked. And when you eat it cooked, the flavor of the liver is really strong and really bitter. But when you eat it like this, it's more chewy, but very soft. It's crazy because it feels very free. Like you eat it and it moves in your mouth, you know what I mean? It feels more alive.
I talk too much about texture and flavor, but I don't really talk about how it moves in my mouth. I should get into that. I hear so many different places around the world where the thing they do that earns them money, they try not to deplete it as a resource so they can have more money. They try not to get high on their own supply. And so it's fascinating being in a place finally where they're like, yeah, we eat the alpacas all the time. Like, why do you think we have them? We sell them too. We shear their wool, but they're actually eating the animal. That's awesome.
Like it's very sustainable. Like that's how the way they do it.
Listen, I'm excited. Cooking is underway. We have a lot more dishes to try out. Oro, I got a fun task for you next. You get to clean the shit out of the intestines so we can eat the intestines.
Okay.
Are you accepted?
I'm super excited. Can you tell?
As active participants of today's forthcoming meal, Oro and I will attempt to give the locals a hand. Oro is helping with the sausage, but first he must help remove the undesirable contents of our sausage casing.
I seriously have no idea why Sonny made me do this. I came here, I thought it was a food review show, not a cleaning poop show. But anyways, hola.
All right, folks, check it out. Right now, Oro is having a lot of fun. Oh, I hold this. We're making a very special dish. This dish is called chicharrón. Like, he's giving me kind of vanity things to do. He's like, I really need help with this hip, I swear.
She's telling me to open them up like this. I'm trying to be gentle because I don't want interaction with the feces.
Now, the thigh meat. Well, I think you can get that by yourself. This guy.
Oh my God, look! I'm making a pop toenail. I press it and the poop travels. Oh.
Next up, now that the meat is cut down into little bitty pieces, it's ready for the marination.
We are cutting it and go to the second part. She said that we have the honor to be the first on putting the poop out.
It starts with salt, garlic paste.
This feels like when I have my first child. Look at that.
I like he just puts the whole lime in there. Here we have cumin going in, just a dash. Just a couple dashes. Just 3 dashes. Give it a little bit of a mix. I would get in there, but there's not really enough room for me. I'm fine just watching. And then cut to Oro.
Well, it passed the sniff test. It smells like a adult male after gym. When we finish cleaning, this will become one of our foods for today.
We're gonna boil this for a little bit and then fry it. And that is how you get Peruvian chicharrón.
Franklin boils the meat, making sure it's fully cooked through. In the meantime, we're turning Oro's squeaky clean intestines into Highland sausages. Most sausages around the world are stuffed with some ratio of meat and fat, but here we have a mixture of blood, corn flour, and salt.
Super simple. I'm curious how the corn flour is gonna affect the viscosity of the content of the sausage. I gotta say, I'm super proud of Oro. I'm looking at these intestines. They look fresh, they look clean. He really got his hands dirty, like quite literally in this situation. This is complete, ma'am. Well done. Handshake. Yeah. Let's go cook inside. It's raining.
Now, these blood-filled sausage tubes take a plunge into a boiling pot, together with the alpaca's Andes-proof heart and lungs. Once they boil through, they're hacked into oversized chunks and prepared for indulgence.
Just so you know, you're not the only one who was working.
Yeah, I'm sure that you were working as hard as me. This is the fruit of my work.
To start with, we have the blood sausage. It looks magnificent. Whoa.
It tastes very similar to liver because of the bitterness.
It's a powerful taste, I'll tell you that.
It's very intestinal.
Yeah, well, so what I'm used to with blood sausage is mixing in more like meat, but here it's mainly blood. It is like a half-cooked blood paste. The salt brings out the flavor of the iron, and then the intestines have a little bit of gamey fattiness. Yeah. Overall, it's real fun, and it's a little bit challenging and something new.
This is actually very good for a soup or in a rice.
To distract from the flavor.
Yes.
It's really bold. I think we should go around the table. Here, we have lungs. Very soft, squishy. It's interesting because before the lungs we had were very braised, they're in a gravy, there's so much flavor, and they're cut very small. This is bigger, as you would say, they're spongy.
And they move inside your mouth.
Talk about the movement. What do you like about the lungs?
She said that when they sacrifice an alpaca, these are the 3 favorite dishes that they like.
From the whole community?
Yes.
Well, what about the kidneys? I thought the kidneys are the best.
Me gusta todo.
He said he likes everything.
Okay. I love heart from any animal. There's no way I'm not gonna like this. That's my favorite so far.
Me too.
I guess what's most surprising or interesting or noteworthy about the preparation is it's just very straightforward. It's all the very natural flavors enhanced with a little bit of salt.
Actually, for me, the heart is the candy of an animal. That's the part that I love the most of any animal because it doesn't matter how the animal tastes. I think the heart always tastes the same.
I want to ask about this area where we are right now. This, to me, looks like a more traditional construction. Here I see mud, I see bricks kind of put together. Do people still build homes in this way today?
Yeah, it's very effective and they like how it keeps the heat.
Has the village grown since you were a child?
Sí, ha crecido la población.
Villagers of Chilatia are descendants of the mighty Inca civilization. As a result of being shaped by a multitude of historical events, their culture is an intriguing blend of influences.
Yes, but especially the last 15 to 20 years, the population has increased even more.
They speak both Quechua, their indigenous language, as well as Spanish. Their religion is syncretic, blending Catholicism and their Andean faith known as Adoration of Mother Earth. As for their lifestyle,
Are all the families here doing the same job? Is everybody raising llamas and alpacas?
Producción de sal.
Ah, yes, but at the same time, all of them also produce salt. They have these salt lakes here, so they are part-time working with the llamas and the alpacas, and part-time working in this salt production.
Is that the same salt that you season this food with?
Sí, la sal también consumimos.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's really cool.
I think that's my first time where literally everything on the table came from this place. This is delicious, but soon we're gonna eat together. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for this.
our grand final meal is still underway with plenty of work to do. We've got a pot of steaming head soup, the mouth-watering chicharron I helped with, and then we have this.
Check it out, I'm with Elena. We're making something called cancacho. We have a bunch of different body parts from the alpaca. Bits of the spine right here, we have the leg, we have the neck. It looks like a giant turkey neck. Beyond that, we have the most important part perhaps, the tail.
Every part, no matter their degree of importance, gets a good rub down with salt, garlic, and lime.
From here, she's gonna finish marinating everything. It's gonna head into the smoker behind us, and then I'm gonna get my first taste of smoked alpaca. I cannot wait.
Now the meat is smoked for about 3 hours. The idea of low and slow here, well, it doesn't exist, as the smoker is a bit more like a blast furnace for meat. But once it's pulled out, you'll discover meat so tender, you can easily cut through it with a hacksaw. Okay, so maybe it's not soft, but let's see how it tastes. Plate up this incredible spread of alpaca dishes with Chilatia's staple corn, potatoes, and fresh flavor enhancers.
Bueno, ante todo, muy buenas tardes, ¿no? Con la visita.
First of all, thank you for coming to their humble place and taste a little bit of what they experience every day.
I want to say thank you to everyone here because this meal looks delicious and this is truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Let's eat. Here we have the, what is this?
I don't know.
We're making something called cancacho.
When they smoke it, it dries it out to endure longer.
I've got some ribs.
I love the ribs. It's salty and sweet at the same time.
Perfect description.
It's kind of jerky, but easier to chew.
I agree. It's half dried out, half roasted. I mean, it is not low and slow. This is not Texas barbecue.
They pair it with the sweet potato, one bite of meat, then one bite of this.
Potato?
Yeah. And now combine them. Spark, sweet, movement, dense, flow.
Architecture.
Architecture.
As long as we're saying random shit. Well, I'm trying to pin down what does this meat taste like.
That's interesting because I would think that would taste like lamb, but for me it tastes closer to pork actually.
It's this weird combination of like sheep, pork, and chicken together.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's quite delicious. I want to jump into this right in front of all of us. We have a soup.
But not just any soup. This is alpaca head soup. Start by singeing the alpaca head directly over an open flame. Remove the skin. Then hack it up and get it ready to mingle with some new ingredients. Heat up oil and toss in garlic, onion, cumin, salt, and celery to create a fragrant base for our heady broth. Finally, add the cabeza, corn, and potatoes. With just a bit of simmering, you'll have the perfect soothing antidote to a chilly day in the Andes.
This is a hearty soup. There's corn, there's potato, and then tons of face meat. When is the last time you had this one?
La semana.
Just 1 week ago. This is not like luxury, this is a necessity. They need this.
I can tell it's freezing cold out here. Every moment I think it can't get colder, the wind picks up even more. And this is one of my favorite things so far today because the cooking and seasoning is still straightforward. It's just salt only, but all the body fats have kind of leaked into the broth.
The part of the animal breaks together with the starch and the particles. It gives you a really good texture to the soup.
These are great particles. I'm so curious about your life here. How close is the closest city?
The closest is where we came from, Arequipa.
It took us 2.5 hours to get here today. Is there electricity that comes out here?
Tenemos acá una luz.
They say they don't have electricity or any kind of connection with the city. They have solar panels and that's how they distribute the electricity among their neighborhood.
So do you have a phone signal out here? Internet? Mail? No mail? So do you love that or you hate that?
Sí, me gusta.
He says like he likes it.
What's good about being so disconnected?
También pasteando mis alpacas, mis llamas.
Él dice que se distrae en el paisaje con las alpacas y con las llamas. Hey. So I got carried away with the food. I eat it and then I speak Spanish. I can't avoid it. For him, he's blessed because he loves to be just with the alpacas, with the environment, just walking and no connection and not stress. He doesn't worry about anything.
Speaking of alpaca, we have one final alpaca dish right here.
Whoa.
The chicharron.
After boiling, the alpaca meat gets a light fry. As it sizzles in the clay pot, its hue gradually transforms into a golden brown, the universal indicator of ready-to-eat fried meat.
Oh yeah. Now it's suddenly like on the side of being more beefy.
Like beef ribs.
Man, the alpaca is like a chameleon. It can be anything. It depends on how you prepare it. I've had bites that were porky, chickeny, and beefy now.
Actually, I like it more than I was expecting.
That's my favorite thing all day. It's crunchy, it's a little bit dry,
but it's a little moist at the same time.
It's nice to chew on because it just releases the flavor crystals. It's really nice. It's so impressive to me that out here, it seems like nature and the work you do, you're able to provide so much of what you need just by yourselves with the resources available around you. You have the meat, you've got salt, you got solar electricity. When you do go to the city, what do you have to go to the city for?
They go mainly for fruits and vegetables. Because of the harsh weather, fruits and vegetables are the hardest things to get here, and some medicines as well.
Lo que nos falta es el agua.
Also, they have difficulties with water, so they have to extract the water from the well.
Sometimes they have to get tools or parts that they might need for their well.
Exactly.
The city, it's a decent sized city compared to, here, where there's like maybe 300 people. What do you feel when you go into the city?
They don't have enough time to actually be aware of the city because they go get what they need and they have to come back.
I wish I could spend more time here. It's so fascinating and it's so different from any place I've seen so far in Peru. I'm curious, you're born here, you grew up here. Is this a place you'll retire and spend the rest of your days?
Tengo otros planes de seguir más adelante, conocer nuevos lugares.
For now, he's young, but he also want to visit other places and amplify his spectrum of knowing the world.
Right now, this is home, but in the future, not sure.
Sí.
Good, I like it. Keep it open-minded. Anything's possible. Things are going great now, but it could always change in the future. Men, ladies, thank you so much for everything.
Gracias por todo. Perdonen por tenerlos aquí con este frío y muchísimas gracias.
Next, we're leaving the Andes and heading eastward to the city of Iquitos, gateway to the Amazon.
This place has a load of rivers. Right now, we're basically on their superhighway. They have almost no bridges. If you gotta cross, you gotta take one of these.
This city of 500,000 is home to the controversial Belen market. I thought I'd seen my share of shock-inspiring bazaars, like Tomohon Market in Indonesia, where you'll find piles of fruit bats meant for consumption.
Have you ever had bat?
Yes, of course.
You have? What do you mean, of course?
Of course, it's common food here.
Or Vietnam's Nasi Market, where bug vendors sell fresh salads complete with live dragonfly larvae.
This is one of the most terrifying insect creations I've ever seen in my life.
Still nothing could have prepared me for this place.
Oro, take a look at this.
I don't want to take a look at this.
Inside this multi-block maze of tables, meat, fruit, and fabrics, you'll stumble upon unlikely proteins that were hunted and shipped straight from the nearby Amazon jungle.
Do they keep the foot attached so you know what animal it is?
Yes.
What is this?
I'm on a mission to discover this market's most extreme food.
It tastes a little bit like salmon.
Is your mouth numb?
And why the locals love it. Bananas, cassava, bean stew, fried fish, grilled meat, and a whole array of other options are offered here at Belen Market. What's most grabbed my attention is this.
I thought I've seen chicken prepared every way possible. Here it's basically a chicken spine being used as a dish, a vessel to hold all the eggs. I'm used to this, that's unlaid eggs. And this right here, this is intestine. Usually in some countries they would take these eggs out, sell them separately.
Wait. I saw they put an egg here.
No, they didn't put it in, they just didn't take it out.
Jesus.
Before an egg can be laid, it must be formed inside the hen, starting as an unlaid yolk.
Is there a name for this dish?
Huevera.
Huevera means like egg nest.
The yolk then transforms into a fully formed egg with an egg white and a shell after about 20 hours. In this case, the egg met a premature end and was boiled while still inside the hen. But this 2-for-1 deal was certainly no accident.
When I prepare that food, I use the finger, put into the ass. When I fill some eggs, the cooker is killing that hen.
You lost me at stick the finger up a chicken's ass. What was the reason for that again?
Meet our local guide, Edmunds. He was born in a small village, a 2-day boat ride into the Amazon jungle. Today, he's here to guide us through this country's most extreme market.
To realize if it has eggs or not. Because how do you know that a chicken has eggs inside?
Well, clearly, with this.
Exactly.
I've never had to peel my egg out of the intestine and then peel the shell.
Mine doesn't want to get out. You need to like look for it.
Maybe somebody shoved their finger up there too far.
The jam.
Cheers.
Cheers. It tastes like egg.
So this is a standard hard-boiled chicken egg. Oro, let's eat some of this. It's intestinal fat.
Wait. But the intestine is still inside. So that means they didn't clean it up.
Yeah, are we eating shit?
Sometimes more is more. Sometimes.
They say more is more.
Sometimes.
Very optimistic.
Well, let's just go for it. Stop thinking so much, all right? What?
Yeah.
Juicy. My man.
Yeah.
More is more. It tastes almost like a really juicy chicken breast. It has a great texture.
It is from the jungle, so more delicious.
This chicken is about the most normal thing you'll find in this market. But among the beef bits, pork parts, and jungle meats, fish are consumed most often.
There's a ton of seafood here in this market, a lot of fish. Is it all from the Amazon?
Yeah, the Amazon River, we have 600 kind of fish.
This city is surrounded by rivers, and it butts up against the Amazon rainforest, where a wide variety of freshwater fish are caught and brought here to sell. From giant catfish to species new and exotic, some sectioned up to sell in chunks, and some already ready to eat like this.
A little fishy.
Bothery.
What kind of fish is this?
Corvina.
A type of firm white fish similar to sea bass.
We've been eating a lot of fish from the ocean, so this has a lot of minerality, like a freshwater fish. This market is kind of famous for the different wild animals that it has here. But before we get started, my first question is, how dangerous is this market? You know, I've traveled to many places in the world, and once in a while we need security. You know, when I went to Johannesburg, when I went to Lagos in Nigeria, we needed guys with guns. But today at this market, we've brought 3 extra people to come watch our back. What's going on?
Because over here, a lot of people, there are some pickpockets. Yeah, it's stealing some things, like cell phone, cameras.
If you're a tourist and you come here, should you come here alone or not?
And it's recommendable is coming along. A little bit more down to the market, they use knife or gun. Yeah.
This is Belen Market, a glimpse into the soul of Peru. Deeper into the market, I begin to spot wooden tables piled high with mystery meat. A closer look reveals the animal appendages still remaining, helping to identify just which species you're looking at.
So this is a giant meat pile. There's probably 300 pounds of meat here at least, I would say. Can I pick it up by the toes? Oh, what is this, a pig?
Yes, pig, wild pig.
Wild pig. This smells like it's smoked.
Yeah.
Does that make it last longer?
Yeah.
How long will this stay good?
6 months.
6 months?
Yes, because it's dry and salt.
Wait, what is this?
Guinea pig.
Guinea pig, fantastic. Well, Oro knows all about the guinea pig.
Oh my God. Okay. They changed shape. I did it.
Oh, you're holding it like the Lion King.
Yeah, I'm good with guinea pigs.
So this is a deer foot. You can tell by the color of the hair. Where'd the meat go?
That one.
Oh, I'm guessing this did not come from a farm.
No. It's a wild.
It's a wild deer.
How far away from here do you think this deer came from?
Almost 3 days by boat.
The vast green Amazon rainforest blankets 60% of Peru, a thriving and diverse ecosystem that's a lifeline for the locals. Markets like this have emerged as vital trading hubs, fueling the economic engine of the region. However, the journey of this meat on this table has its own story. Freelance hunters spend up to a week voyaging deep into the Amazon jungle by boat. There, they hunt for any forest-dwelling creatures that cross their paths.
How many deer will a hunter try to get? Or how many animals?
10, 12, or 20.
Not just one?
No.
Once the hunter accumulates a pile of varying animal protein, it's sold here to distributors.
It's not like, oh, we happen to like smoked meat. There's no other option. They must smoke it in the jungle then, or else it cannot be preserved. It's not going to make the journey back here. To eat the meat, do you have to cook it more, or can you eat it like this?
Yeah, you can eat it like that.
This is incredible because this was just in the jungle probably days ago. Or actually, he said it could last 6 months. Should we get a piece from the bottom? All right, I want to try just a little piece of deer. It smells like charcoal. It smells deery.
It tastes like jerky.
It's really salty. It seems like something they would put in a soup. Do you put this in soup?
Yeah, because after they put in the water, that take out a little bit of salt.
Right, like it's a meat and a seasoning. Next, the boar. It looks gummy on the inside. It's okay to eat that?
Yeah.
Oh no, I got Pepto-Bismol in the first aid kit.
I may need it. A little bit more sweet.
Insanely salty, smoky, and softer. Fantastic. This is a good start. Let's see what else we got.
Animals range in price, but species that are harder to find or hunt will garner a few more souls than easier to find animals like wild boar or deer. It's not uncommon for hunters to also capture live animals. This little guy is called a pygmy marmoset, the world's smallest primate.
Guys, take a look at this. It's got a big tail. It could fit in a shot glass. It is so tiny, and you can see its little brain trying to figure out what is going on and why this giant is looking at him. I've never seen something more adorable than this.
Live animals stay fresh longer, and they can fetch a higher value, like these tortoises.
Here we stumbled upon the yellow-footed tortoise. You can see right here, its little tail, its little feet, and they keep it upside down so it can't get away. This is built to survive in nature, but it's not built for the ultimate predator, hungry Peruvians in the rainforest. This is the shell of a much bigger tortoise. You can see in here the actual turtle eggs. They will actually use the shell to make kind of a soup or a stew out of the turtle bits and parts. Here, they've also classified the turtle parts into different piles. So we have a turtle liver, we have turtle intestine, turtle heads, and then my favorite, the turtle penis. It's a slippery little guy. Now, this does not go to waste either, but people aren't just simply eating it, they put it into wine. They let the wine and the penis get all happy together, then you drink that wine, and guess what? It's an aphrodisiac. It gives you stamina, it helps you with your action.
On the lookout for food, I'm quickly drawn to a myriad of exotic insect options like beetle larvae and even this.
Right here we have stingless Amazonian bees. What's most interesting about it is the color, I guess. The hive is dark, kind of blackish brown. The bees are black, and I'm gonna try a bite of the hive.
Stingless bees are closely related to common honeybees, but they're darker in color with bigger mandibles that can inflict a painful bite.
I see actual eggs, or I'm not eating maggots, am I?
Their nests are usually found in hollow tree trunks, termite nests, or rock crevices.
Salud. That's really sour. It's not even sticky, it's just waxy. It almost is like taking a bite of a lime. This part you're supposed to spit out. I'm not being rude. That's wax. You want me to eat wax? I'm not gonna do it. A stunning discovery, something like I've never seen before. I'm told this type of honey is being more and more sought after because it has medicinal applications. Is that true? I don't know. Hopefully it heals me soon, because I am a broken man. What do people not eat here when it comes to meat? Is there any meat that people don't eat?
Yeah, so only the dolphins, because in the Amazon River or in this market, everything that moves the people is eating.
They have a legend that the dolphins are humans from another life.
Right.
So that's why they don't eat it.
But otherwise, aside from the dolphin, everything else, no problem.
No problem.
Holy cow. Well, Oro, we found something new, that's for sure. Take a look at this.
I don't want to take a look at this.
What is this?
So this is a red howler monkey.
Oh my God, that's a beautiful monkey.
Yeah.
Is this legal to eat and to hunt?
No, it's illegal because it's a dangerous species. Every year we have less monkeys, the different species.
The topic of endangered species here appears to be well understood, yet it doesn't cause much of a stir.
So this one's endangered. The woman selling it is very aware that we're filming right now. We asked permission. She's not worried?
No, because everybody is eating. This is the reason she does sell.
This is one local's understanding, but outside experts espouse a different story, claiming indigenous communities are allowed to hunt and eat wild game, but selling the meat at all is prohibited.
Half a block behind, we have the police station, but that's the problem. It's illegal when I find some animal is alive, but dead like that, but that's the problem.
So it's too late?
Yes, too late.
Much like other parts of South America, there's a wide gap between what's illegal and what's actually enforced by men in uniform.
Can I pick one up? Oh, and this is literally the hand. It looks kind of like a human hand, but with sharper fingernails. You can see there's like a paw pad here. It smells exactly the same as what we tried already.
Yeah.
It just smells like smoked meat. Oh my God. Oh, dude.
Man, that's so bizarre.
That is the head, the face. I mean, there's no questioning where this came from.
You know what's crazy? My heart is like pumping right now. Like I have a rush of emotions right now.
What are you feeling?
I don't know, I feel like I'm nervous. I think because it's closer to human, it feels even more weird.
Well, you don't have to eat it. That's the good news.
That's a great news.
Pointing out what's wrong in this situation isn't hard to do, but unraveling the reasons behind the people participating in an illicit wildlife trade while harming endangered species, that's a tougher nut to crack. To dig deeper, we're venturing across the river to a local neighborhood. Meet Adelaide, our local cook. Soon, she'll be preparing a meal made from a locally hunted creature that would strike fear into the hearts of even the boldest of men. I'm talking about the black alligator. But first, we're heading to her food cart for some safer local options.
We just got done touring the market. We got to see a lot of unusual animals, including monkey, and here we are eating some chorizo. See? Or I'm taking care of you.
Very safe, I appreciate it.
This dish is called tacacho, a traditional Peruvian meal popular in the Amazonian region. Made with plantains, cooked then mashed in a large wooden mortar. That plantain putty is formed into big balls and served with grilled wild boar skin and chorizo sausage.
Let's try it out. It doesn't have a strong flavor. It's not banana-y at all. Just a starchy, like a completely unripe plantain.
I think that the reason why you cannot find the flavor, and maybe you just found it, is because you need to combine it.
That's right.
Really good. Really good.
I'm loving it. The chorizo is savory. It's a bit like gritty.
Compared to normal chorizo, I think this is more expressive. Meaning the flavor, it dances.
So this is pig skin. I like that. It's almost like a bacon. It's really chewy, and then it's just full of juice and flavor. Delicioso.
Muy rico.
Yeah. Is this meat all from the market over here? So is this farmed or is this from the jungle?
De la selva son.
It's like 100% from the jungle.
Hay granja y viene también.
You say that the local people prefer to eat the wild because the taste is better.
What are some of the most rare meats you find in this market?
Beef.
So is beef more rare than monkey?
Yeah. Why? Because here don't have some people is breeding cow.
They don't have big farms here to breed cow.
I'm very curious about the community here. This is a place like no place I've been before. I'm told there's no way to actually drive to where we are. You have to either take a boat or you have to take an airplane.
This is a small suburb of Belen known as San Francisco, where Adelaide and her family spend their time away from the chaos of the market. Right now, it's the dry season and the water is low. But during the rainy season, flooding can bring these waters up another 15 feet.
That would explain why some of the houses are so tall.
Yeah.
Would it be okay if we took a look at your house?
Sí.
See?
Despite the challenges this presents, folks here have learned to adapt. To get around, they use boats or canoes in lieu of a four-door sedan. Meanwhile, their homes are either built high to avoid flooding, or they're built on giant logs that will later float when rising waters come.
Nice to meet you.
Meet Hazer, Adelaide's husband. He's just returned from the market with treasures in hand.
I would love if you could walk me through what we have here. This fish, what is this called?
Armor catfish.
The carachama, a prehistoric creature that took its own evolutionary path.
You definitely know they're catfish because they're still alive and kicking, and they have been out of water maybe at least a day by now.
Instead of scales, their skin is protected by bony plates known as scutes.
So feel this front part, dude. It's like a fingernail.
Oh man, it's so hard.
Right.
Es feo, así como le
He
dicen.
say that it's very ugly, but the taste is tasty.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say it has a good personality. And then here we have the alligator. Two different types of tails. Between these two, is there anything different about the taste?
Este es más suave.
He say that this one is harder and it has more fiber, and this one is a little bit softer.
Which one do you prefer?
De blanco.
He prefers this one.
Great, let's try the black one.
Yeah.
An apex predator with a strong jaw and sharp teeth. The black caiman is the largest species of alligator in the Amazon basin, able to grow up to 20 feet in length and weigh over 1,000 pounds. As the kitchen heats up, Adelaide will turn this wild protein into a domesticated stew. She adds tomato sauce to hot oil, then garlic, pepper, cumin, bay leaves, MSG, seasoning powder, and homemade salsa. Now comes the protein. dense, lean chunks of alligator tail meat.
When is the last time you had alligator cooked like this?
Hace como 2 meses atrás, pero...
He said that he tastes alligator like 2 months ago, but cooked in a different way.
Have you ever had alligator, Oro?
No. Well, I have crocodile.
Ah, it's different.
I don't know if it's different.
It's different. One has a U-shaped mouth, one has a V-shaped mouth.
I try not to get that close to the mouth, so I don't know how it's shaped.
Now, they do say the black one is a little bit tougher than the other one. It smells great. It looks great. Let's try it out. Oh, that's really good. It reminds me of a chicken breast, but more juicy, and there's a slight fishiness to it.
Actually, the flavor is close to a big fish, but the texture is more like a chicken breast.
Nailed it. It's wild that you can just go to this market, it's so close to your home, and you can buy alligator here. Have you ever caught these animals?
Sí, le casé.
What is the process of catching an alligator so that you don't die?
Como una madera de este grueso, como topa.
So what they do, they go in a canoe and they use a harpoon tied to a floating log, because when they hit the alligator, it tends to leave really fast. So with that log, they can identify where it goes and then catch it. Yeah.
Wow. When you see these animals, do you feel scared?
Te alegras porque vas a cazar.
He said no, he gets happy because like, food! Like,
in general, it feels like this is not really an agricultural or pastoral society. Not a lot of crops, not a lot of people raising pigs and cows. And so people go into the jungle, they bring animals from there, they eat them. So then that leads to issues with animal populations for certain species. So people watching this video are gonna go, oh, that's terrible. They shouldn't be eating all those animals. And it's like, great, no problem, we have a solution. We'll just cut down the forest, we'll grow wheat, we'll grow corn, we'll make room for cows. And then they'll go, no, but you can't cut down the forest either. So then what the do you do if you live here? I mean, is there any solution to like get people off of depending on the meat from the jungle and move people to, you know, pork, beef, chicken?
No, because local people is killing for eating every day.
People gotta eat.
Yeah.
Is there any proposed solution by the government or by outside organizations?
There are some organizations when you find some animals in markets, police that take and are going to the rescue center.
That's great for the animals, but what about the people?
Ice breeding, some like hens, but how the survival in the jungle.
that's the thing, like, yes, you can have hens and other animals, but how those animals will survive the jungle when the water goes or other animals eat it. So it's a constant fight of finding what can we eat with the conditions that they have right here.
Compared to the gator, preparing the armored catfish is a breeze. Simply grill the whole fish until the heat finally penetrates its outer shell and cooks the meat inside.
Whoa, do we eat that?
Claro, son sus huevos.
Yeah, that's the eggs.
It looks like Just My Fish has an egg sack.
I'm so sad, mine doesn't have egg. Okay.
Mine came with a pair. Ooh, it smells really fishy. Oro, cheers. Oh, really neutral flavor.
It feels like wax balls.
It's like rubbery corn. I'm still chewing on it. You can feel every individual egg. Even the eggs are armored.
They're protected.
I gotta say, there's not much meat in the fish, right?
No.
Gosh, there's really just maybe a couple of bites, a few morsels. There's not much to it.
They say that it's not a lot of meat, but it's a treat because it's really yummy.
That's pretty good. How long have you lived in this community right here?
15 años.
He's lived here for 15 years.
We were with your wife earlier today. I can see that she's cooking food as her job. And what's your main job right now?
Ser transportista de todos los días, pues.
He transports people from one side to the other side.
It's interesting because, you know, speaking to different vendors, people working here, I ask, you know, are you closed on Sundays? Do you ever have a day off? And they're like, no. No. That idea is so foreign, and when you come to someone's home like this, certainly you can see the challenges that are here for people. And it makes sense, like, what are you gonna do with a day off?
Yeah.
If you just had one thing in your life right now that could make your life easier, what would that be?
Un buen trabajo sería, pues.
He said just a good job. He's a man of work.
What kind of job would be ideal for you?
Bueno, yo como mi actual trabajo siempre era
So he will hope in the future he can be a cook or a chef and do more culinary work.
Sir, thank you so much. It's a pleasure meeting you and your family and trying this food with you too, so thank you.
I will finish my cheese.
Cheese?
Yeah, chicken fish.
Starting from the city of Iquitos, we've gone hours down the Amazon River. Now we're in a small offshoot.
Here you'll find a rich biodiversity of plants and animals, with many of them ending up on the dinner table.
Out here, there's not a lot of agriculture, there's not a lot of pig pastures or cow pastures. When it comes to protein, people find whatever they can. As far as I understand, people are allowed to hunt pretty much anything they can find in the jungle.
Next, I'm on a mission to learn how these off-the-grid locals deal with the harshness of nature.
This one is better than the
and find food in the unlikeliest of places.
We're not eating that alive, man.
Oh, it's unknown.
Including this exotic jungle meat, straight from the heart of the Amazon.
What do you think? Are you hungry?
I don't see an armadillo. I'm like, oh, dinner.
We're both very excited to be here deep in the Amazon forest. This right here is what I like to call breakfast.
This little organic sack's got carbs from rice, drenched in a tasty mix of oil, garlic, and achiote. But the star of the show here is the chicken, and that star is ready for his close-up. The chicken is soaked in hot water, feathered and chopped into small pieces. In a bowl, chicken meat teams up with soy sauce, chicken stock, dried basil, garlic, achiote, cumin, and salt, all to create a flavor grenade.
How do you capture the chicken? When we came here, it was already tied up like some kind of a ransom.
He said he captures them at night. They are more sleepy and less sneaky.
Sneaky.
The boiled meat is rolled up in flavored rice and wrapped in banana leaves. Boil these bundles, then bring them to breakfast. This iconic Peruvian dish goes by the name Juan de Gallina.
Juan in Spanish is like John. In the Bible, when they cut John's head, this is a symbol of a head, and they usually eat it in a St. John's holiday.
That's really dark. This is supposed to be some guy's head. Should we open it?
Man, the smells is already really good.
Oh,
Look
yes.
at that.
Let's start with the rice. The rice is nice, it's soft, it's hot, it's savory. There tastes like a little bit of cumin too.
We haven't got to the chicken yet, but the rice is giving you hints of the chicken flavor.
Right, so everybody has a random body part inside. I have like kind of the back and rib area.
I have a jet to identify part of it.
Parte su pecho.
Ah, this is the chest.
The chicken tastes good. You can tell it's countryside chicken. It's a little more thin, but good flavors, nice skin. And then there's one lone olive inside. Where do you get the olives from?
De la ciudad.
This, they need to get it from the city.
Manuel and his wife Pauline have lived in this solitary corner of the world all their lives.
How often are you going to the city?
Cuando a veces de 2 semanas, una semana.
He said depending on the need, but usually every other week there is a scheduled boat that he needs to take, or it's around 2 hours to get there.
And which city are you going to?
Iquitos.
Manuel trades his crops and chickens in the bustling city market, earning him the means to purchase household necessities. But most of the food eaten in this home comes from the bountiful offerings of this untamed jungle.
He would say that 90% of what he eats is he outsources for that. They get their chickens, but then to vary their fishes, and sometimes they go hunting.
That's incredible.
Today, Manuel will treat us to a dose of his daily diet, some of which I would not recommend if you have a weak stomach. To start, an unexpected exotic creature hunted in the dark of night.
Oro, any idea?
An armadillo.
An armadillo.
The armadillo, an extended family of 20 species that love dwelling in the warm habitats of Latin America, devouring insects and plants. Before us now, a 9-banded armadillo.
Looking at it up close, it's a combination of like a rodent and a lizard.
Actually, it's smaller than what I thought.
Well, don't tell him that. He's one of the hunters. Imagine he brings something like this home and his wife is like, oh, I've seen bigger.
My point is, for me, I thought it would be more scary.
Armadillos, or armadillos, are the only living mammals that wear such hard shells. Their name in Spanish means little armored one.
But that wasn't enough to stop that, whatever happened there. So how was this animal killed?
What they do is they put a trap with a line, and this line has a projectile. So the animal past that line, it gets activated and shoots.
Unlike its doppelganger, the highly endangered pangolin, the armadillo exists in much greater numbers, even though they're hunted throughout South America for their meat.
Do these taste good?
Sí, buen sabor tiene.
He says that yes, he loves the flavor. It's like a little pig.
Really? Yeah. Like pork.
By the end of today, we'll sit down to a 2-course armadillo meal.
The first thing she does is put it over hot charcoal and then she starts scaling it. But I'm told that the really thick skin underneath, that can still be eaten.
Where we'll experience a once-in-a-lifetime taste of the Amazonian wild.
If this kills me, I don't know. I need a helicopter evacuation.
While Pauline deals with the little armored one, Manuel offers a deeper look into the wild.
How often are you hunting?
Bueno, cuando, por ejemplo, esta es la casa cuando tenemos oportunidad de salir.
They prefer hunting it when the water goes up because they have less land, so they are less familiar with the habitat and they go to places where they can catch it.
The 55-million-year-old Amazon cradles over half the planet's remaining rainforests and accommodates over 1/3 of all known species worldwide. The armadillo is one of many sought-after animals for hunters who also pursue elusive prey like agouti, the lowland paca, the collared peccary, the yellow-footed tortoise, the mighty red howler monkey, and other bizarrely named creatures that we don't have in Minnesota.
Not only do they have animals in the jungle, they also have animals in the water. I'm told that it's possible to catch piranhas.
The ones that...
Yep. So we're gonna go fishing.
What place are we not going to?
We're gonna use you as bait.
We are not, right?
The Amazon River is the world's largest river by water volume, stretching over 4,000 miles across South America. Its murky waters conceal a stunning diversity of over 3,000 species, including tiger shovel-nosed catfish, spectacled caiman, the Amazonian manatee, the green anaconda, and the infamous piranha.
The piranhas are one of the most iconic fish of the Amazon, but there's all these misconceptions, or maybe they're not misconceptions. Like, can you actually go in the water?
No problem. The piranhas can bite only when it smell blood.
If you don't have blood on you, you're fine.
Oh no, why don't you take a dip?
I can't, man.
Of over 40 species, the red-bellied piranhas are the most aggressive towards humans. They mercilessly patrol the waters in schools that sometimes exceed 100. Facing these vicious creatures requires serious firepower, so we're bringing our Amazonian ally for backup.
Have you ever heard of someone dying from a piranha attack?
2 months ago, there are some children, 8 years. The piranha attack you. The boys die.
Oh my God, I thought this was horror movie stuff. I didn't know that could really happen. All right, new plan. Neither one of us goes in the water, but today we're gonna show the piranhas our dominance. We're gonna use meat from other animals to catch piranhas. We're gonna show that we're the alpha ones.
I'm fine being better, man.
This morning, Manuel set out a net downstream.
So he's pulling up the net right now.
We're hoping to catch over a dozen fish.
There's already one fish in there.
That'll either be eaten for dinner or get chopped into piranha bait.
I'm told that the fish are gonna be a little bit smaller in general. No huge ones in here, but you never know. Maybe there's an alligator trapped inside.
Se la rota el delfín, mire.
Is that the full net?
No, the dolphin broke the net.
Oh, really?
The Amazon dolphin.
Oh,
right there.
Also known as the boto or pink dolphin.
I just saw it. They really are pink.
Is another unique creation of this river.
It's fantastic and terrible at the same time. I mean, for this guy, he's lost all his fish.
These freshwater mammals sport long, pointed jaws with sharp teeth that allow them to devour an expansive range of food, from common fish to hard-shell crustaceans and even turtles. They also can't resist an easy free meal.
Not only do they take all the fish, but it looks like they broke the net too. Is that right?
Totally destroyed.
How long will it take you to fix that net?
Volver 2 días.
It's at least 2 days to fix it.
Despite them eating our dinner, the dolphins are off the hook as a meal option.
The main rule is never touch the dolphins.
I'll find out why soon. But right now, we must focus on a piranha mission that's just gone south.
So, all right, we've got one fish.
¿Es suficiente?
All right, don't be too dejected. Hang in there. Stay in the game.
With flickering hope, we move to piranha-infested waters. Here, Manuel chops his small catch into bait and sets his hook.
The piranha fishing has begun. It's very different from fishing that I'm used to because he's actually trying to wrestle out the fish. Maybe he's trying to mimic like an animal struggling or suffering or fighting, because that is what would draw blood and maybe attract piranhas in the first place. He lets it sink. And the meat is off just like that.
Piranhas are notoriously tricky because of their sharp teeth and lightning-quick bites.
The visibility in this water is like nothing. You can see maybe 2 inches down.
They often snatch bait without getting hooked.
And we can save some time by you just putting the hand on it.
However, if you're persistent and patient, you could snag a whopping catch weighing up to 4 pounds.
He got one.
This is a tiny, tiny piranha.
This is another species of piranha. This one is better than the other.
Pick it up, Laura.
No.
After hours of fishing, it's clear that Lady Luck has taken a siesta.
This is our biggest piranha of the day. So it's like a snake. He kind of like pulls the lips down and that reveals these insanely sharp, small, pointy teeth.
He crunches with the top ones and they integrate like this.
It has like an underbite.
Yeah, it does that.
So even though it's this size, can we still eat this?
Man, how many people got to say, yeah, I ate piranha?
And that's a good point. We have about 10 of these. Plus, we still have that whole armadillo. Let's get off this river.
The piranhas are handed over to the chef of the house. Then they're scored, gutted, and washed. Pauline tosses the fresh fish in a bowl and mixes them with salt, cilantro, cucumber, tomato, and onion. Then she wraps them in banana leaves and places the bundles on the grill.
Hey man, we have a pretty good gang here.
This is my first bite of piranha ever in my life.
Same.
Can you show me how? Because I heard it's complicated, right?
Yeah, normally take this back, later eating like that.
So that's the main thing. Take out the backbone.
The bones are really tiny, so you need to be very careful.
If the piranha kills me, even though it's already dead, I'm gonna be pissed. Just letting you know.
Pretty good, man.
Super soft, flaky. You can see there's a million ribs on top, so you have to kind of peel the meat off the ribs with your teeth. It has that freshwater taste. Even though it's quite tiny, so fun to eat, it's so delicious and a really unique, wonderful preparation.
I don't drink, but I think this is something that you will eat if you drink alcohol.
Do you guys drink out here? Dude, look at this guy. He's 52. He looks fit AF. We look like the same age. I drink.
I don't drink.
Yeah, and you look young.
You should take notes from us.
I'm curious, one of the main issues that we've discovered in the last video and in this one is just how precious the animals are and the resources are. Yeah. Animals going away more and more every year, and probably the same with fish and seafood.
Antes, hace como 10 años.
You're right. Years ago, the piranhas were like 3 times this size. At the same time, there is a lot less fish because there is more people, and not just that, the people, they catch any size of fishes, but they need to eat fish once a week to vary the kind of protein.
Are you allowed to fish wherever you want, or are there certain territories where you can and cannot fish?
The main rule of this area is never touch the dolphins.
What is so important about the dolphins to you?
The dolphins are the more scarce animal in the region. There is no many of them, so they really want to keep them. They also trying to educate the people like, hey, look, no matter how annoying it's their territory, they are trying to eat, you know? What he does is instead of getting mad at the dolphins, just to wash their nets so they can keep the fish. It's like trying to live in harmony.
So far today, we've learned about animals on land, and we've learned about animals in the water. But there's another category of animal.
There's more?
There's more. It's animals inside of the tree. Right here, we have grubs.
No, man, no.
Just hold it for a second.
Man, this feels like the guinea pig. Oh my God, they squeeze, they change shape.
Cuando, mejor dicho, le comemos cuando...
He said that this has a process. They have to cut the palm, open it a little bit, so it gets some moisture and wait for between 15 days to a month until they appear. He said he loved it and it's a really good fountain of protein.
A fountain of protein?
I don't know.
I remember when I was boy, my mom gave me that one, eating alive. It's better for a flu, for a necklace. We can try it together.
So here's the thing, I have had these raw before, but they were with fish sauce in Vietnam. This is just plain, so there's nothing to like cover up the taste. Can you go first? Oh, why are you taking a bite out of it? Dude, that's so epic. This side is still alive, at least eat the head first.
So this is like a popcorn.
The sound, man.
And you finish with the head?
Yeah.
No big deal.
Are you hearing the same sounds I'm hearing?
Yeah, it sounds leathery and then crunchy at the end.
I don't know if I can do this, man.
Keeps trying to bite me.
It's tasty?
I'm not enjoying it, but I'm not hating it. It tastes clean. It tastes like clean water.
I can't.
Por ejemplo, que le explicó un poquito cuando no la aguantas al lado.
He told me, imagine that you're just in the mountain, nothing to eat. You will die if you don't eat this. All right, man.
My man, that takes huevos.
You know what it tastes like? Nuts. No, that nuts. I mean like...
It tastes a bit nutty, slightly like coconut, fresh, watery. I enjoyed that very much. That was a lie. Boom. Oro.
Bam.
Armadillo 2 ways. Course 1, course 2.
All you can eat armadillo.
After scaling, Pauline portions the armadillo, using its body for the soup. While the meat is boiling, she shreds plantain and chopped cassava, tossing them into the pot along with a dash of salt.
We have our first dish. It smells so peculiar to me. Do you know what it smells like? It smells like bandegi. Korean silkworm pupa that's been like boiling and bubbling. How do you describe that? It's like mothballs, like it's a little bit musty, heavy. It's an interesting smell to come from meat. Should we try some broth? It tastes like silkworm pupa broth. Wow. That is one of the most unusual animal proteins I've ever tasted in my life. It's not like, okay, you have mouse, rat, guinea pig, and you're like, it's a little chickeny, it's a little... No. This is something completely all its own. You think this tastes like pork?
De un mono chamuscado.
It flavors like monkey.
Oh.
Which we don't know.
I've had monkey. It's not all that pleasant, but it tastes a little bit different from monkey, to me at least. Can you eat the skin, like this armor?
La parte de acá.
No, you need to like grab the meat out of it.
Oh, it's got a powerful, pungent smell. It's soft, it's slimy, it's been stewing.
All right.
It tastes semi-rotten.
It does.
Is this how it normally tastes?
Sometimes, but normally it's more like pork, but now it's like it's burning the hair.
Do you like that taste?
Yeah.
Your voice got really high when you said yeah. Yeah. It reminds me of when I went to the Faroe Islands and I had sheep that was hanging and it was fermenting for months, maybe 3-4 months. It kind of tastes like that, except for this was not fermenting at all. So it makes me wonder, why does it taste like that? Am I gonna die, Liz?
Everyone deserves a second chance, so it's only fair to give the armadillo another shot, this time in the form of armadillo barbacoa. The legs, tail, and head get the complete spa treatment with a salty rub down before they hit the grill.
Cheers.
Actually, this is better.
It's so different.
It tastes a little bit smoked.
Yeah, this tastes like smoked duck. How did we go from silkworms to smoked duck in the same animal?
And this one, it smells better than the previous one, definitely.
It's like smoky, it's charcoal, it's hammy. Which one do you like more?
Oh, of course, this one.
Which one do you like more?
El asado.
Yeah, ¿a ti? ¿Cuál te gusta más? They will like this one.
Usually, if you get something like this, would you share it with the community around you?
Sí, incluso también se le hace Juan.
He said that he not just cherry, he also make it like a Juan, what we ate for breakfast.
This place is so unique because we're so deep into the Amazon, yet right here where you live, you're part of a small community. Can you tell me about the community that exists here?
Una comunidad pequeña. Porque no,
yeah, he say like it's like a small neighborhood. They don't have a lot of inhabitants. That's why, you know, they share everything they collect and they live in harmony and try to help each other.
I know you have a child. Does your son have a school nearby here that he can go to?
Sí, pegadito está la...
They have a school right there. It's like 5 minutes from here.
You're out here in the jungle. I can see there's plenty of things to desire about this lifestyle. It's peaceful, you're living off of the land. But for your son, what would you want for his future? Would you want him to remain in the jungle or to try to find some opportunities in a more populated place?
Bueno, lo que estamos es proyectando que él...
He said that every day he works towards pushing his son to study well, prepare himself, and go to the city, find a life for himself. Man, what a journey. I think it's very interesting because food doesn't come only with the taste, flavors, but all these meats, when you imagine them, there is a lot of thoughts in your mind, like they're endangered species, it's very weird to eat, why are we eating wild food? But when you experience why they eat it, how they eat it, it opens your mind, and also there is a lot of questions as well, like the future of places and people who live in places like this.
Right, there should be a story connected to the food. That's what was missing in Fear Factor.
In Fear Factor?
In Fear Factor, they had to eat weird stuff, and they're like, why am I eating balloon? Boom, guys, that is the end of the Peru series. Pretty amazing. We went to the coast, and then we went to a very high mountain area. Finally, we came here to the rainforest and ate some true rainforest food.
Very true.
I want to say a huge thank you to my man Oro right here. Handshake. Wow. I put him through the ringer. I said on the first day I brought him here so I could torture him, and I think I maybe tortured myself in the end as well.
Man, I think I did pretty good.
You did great. You can check out Oro right here on Instagram. Here's his handle. Check out his fun adventures in Miami and beyond. Otherwise, guys, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching the Peru series. We'll see you next time. Peace.